Okay, welcome back. I think I got this working. Turns out you do not want to be recording with anisotropic filtering on, and something else. Let's get coffee. Okay, so, I'm gonna leave episode 1 as is. Oh, Jesus. Which, speaking of... I'm sorry, I don't mean to do this. I never finished publishing that one video. And then upload. Okay. Our hero Lonk had turned into a Deco Scrub. His horse was taken away. And, we met a creepy guy who said they can help us, but, you know, we'll see how that goes. Oh, piss. Hold on. Aha! I did a sit. I'm sorry. I have a piece of an apple stuck in my throat and it's like scratching. And it hurts hella hard. We left off getting the moons tier. We snooped on Skull Kid through that third telescope. We got ourselves a moon tier for whatever good that does us. And now we're going to just kind of meander ourselves over here. I'm not going to listen to tattle because I'm a rebellious. So this should be fixed. And it is. Good. We shouldn't see any more flickering. I almost thought about re-recording episode 1, but it's one episode, it's not that big of an inconvenience, so we're gonna just leave it as is, as a learning experience. Oops. Perfect. Okay. 1 second. Okay. I had a cough and then I also needed to adjust my mute-unmute. Move that up here and okay. Now I know exactly what I need to do, so let's just, oops. Okay, I think I'm really used to that being the A button now that I've switched them, because I told you I was going to switch them in the last video, and I did, but I don't know if I like it anymore. There's a treasure chest up there. Can I reach it from here? No. There's no way I can reach that from here, right? Is there? How do I get up there? How do I get up there? I think I have to be a kid. Again. I am so sorry about that. Okay, so I was gonna record more. You know, I said I was gonna batch record a lot, and I pissed with the emulator for some unknown amount of time to try to get it to work, and it just wasn't happening, so I kind of just went out about my day, and that never happened. I know what to do with the moons here, but we're going to go ahead and get some money. I really like that zoom out effect that it does for a new day. That's my gym helper look. Because that's what he do. I got it all. So while I'm doing this, let's just talk, right? Like, I don't know. Figured this should be less a reaction video to this video game, but more like a podcasty type where I just kind of talk about things going on in life, or fun little stories that I had read, or, you know, just something. Background noise, be damned. Serious, it's Gloria's, let me look that up. Gloria's something coffee. And their toffee butter. Gloria Jean. And I'd never heard of that brand before. Up until, well, I was at the grocery store and I just kind of wanted to get a new coffee. I was growing old of hazelnut, which is my go-to. I love hazelnut, but it's just, I wasn't bored of it. I just kind of wanted to try something else, which, there's one at Target. Maple pecan. Yeah, maple pecan. That stuff is amazing. I don't remember the brand. I think it, was it Market Pantry or was it something else? It was in a red box. I think. And they, like, yeah, the maple pecan, like, smelled so rich of maple and pecan. The flavor, you know, coffee flavor is kind of like an aftertaste. You get that prominent coffee bitterness, first and foremost. And then you get the kind of subtle taste afterwards, right? And that's what it was with that, but it's a nice smell. It, you know, people always say, oh, I love the smell of coffee and I hate the taste of coffee. Well, that's one that, like, you really love the smell. But Gloria Jeans is what I use for this butter toffee. And one second. Oh, was it just Green Mountain? I don't think so. For that maple butter, pecan? Archer Farms? That sounds right. Archer Farms. It was a brown box. And it was at Target. Archer Farms maple pecan coffee. That's the stuff. That's the good stuff. You want that stuff. Oops. I really think I want to change that back the other way around now. It's just, I guess I had forgotten how a Nintendo 64 controller works, and I was so used to PlayStation that, like, I'm used to this being cancel and, or, yeah, this being okay and this being cancel, because X was originally intended to be no, right? In Japan, it was no. And the red circle was yes, as in you're circling something you want, you cross off something you don't want. And the West didn't like that. So they changed it the other way around, that X was yes and circle was no. Probably because the colors was blue and red, maybe? Or they were just falling back onto a control scheme that Nintendo had already kind of established. But that already existed in Japan anyway, so I don't know. Probably a color thing. And so I was so used to PlayStation controls that I had kind of like forgotten the Nintendo layout thing, but I was certain A was the one that was slightly lower and B was the one that was slightly raised and off to the right of the A button. And now that it's like, now that I'm playing this, it's like, it's coming back to me, right? Like, it makes sense that that's where A and B should have been. And I'm using a PlayStation-esque setup and now it doesn't feel right. It feels even worse than it did before. So, I'm not really quite a fan of that. Oh, poo. We should have probably deposited our money because now we're gonna run out of space before I can even... Maybe not? Yeah, okay. I just failed. Let's go deposit this. I'm really just trying to get 200 rupees because, like, we're at the tail end of what we can do for the first three-day segment. And I'll show you what to do with that there moon tube. Don't you worry, you pretty little heads. Now, everyone who's watching has played Majora's Mask. I am fully aware of this. Maybe. Oh, shoot. What's this? You need something? Sure do. Excuse me, but let me take a look at you. I'm not gonna read this guy's dialogue all the time. Ah, yes, Lonk. If I remember, you're the little guy who deposited 48 rupees. Well, are you gonna make a deposit? Alright, so, how much? How much rupees? Let's just, oops. Oh. Right? Yes. That's a lot, a lot, a lot! Alright, little guy, now we've got 145, so we need 55 more rupees. And then we can get the wallet upgrade. We're already almost into night of day 2. My hair does not taste good. Now, I also feel bad that, you know, I'm trying to get more eco-friendly, right? Like, I don't want plastics littering up the planet, and I don't want to be a contributing factor to that. So I'm trying to look into alternatives to the K-Cup, and I really kind of just want to get a drip coffee maker all over again. But I personally have nowhere to really kind of set that up here at this house. So, there was a K-Cup brand, and I don't remember who, it was Owl something maybe? And they had essentially taken the cup out of K-Cup and just kind of like left it as like a filter pouch where all of the grounds were. And so it was very minimal plastic. I think the only plastic was the ring that held this filter dome that held the grounds of coffee. And so it was like, oh god, it must have been like a tenth of the amount of plastic, much less. I'm not sure what happened there, but we had some lag. I'll have to figure this out later and play with some settings. Someone recommended, I kind of did a lot of reading online. And, god, this game has quite the compatibility issues. Turns out that there's some that you might not notice until later minigames, which maybe if I make this the leading thing, it might just be that I have so many things open. Chrome probably is not helping. But I'm uploading a video, and that's about half a gigabyte? I don't know, 500,000. Yeah, that would be a gigabyte, right? Oh my god, can I not get these? So, let's tangent off of Zelda for a bit. Let's talk something that I really want to get into, but I don't know if it's a good idea because I'm conflicted on it. It's a conflicting, divisive topic in a franchise's life. And that's Pokemon. I love Pokemon. I have every generation that's ever come out. I have products for them. Like, I collect Pokemon. I love Pokemon a lot. And for those that aren't in the know and in the wear, oh my gosh, hair, hi. There, hair. They're coming out with a new series for the Switch, mainline RPG. Oh, we are 1 penny away. Cheeky. Sword and Shield. And back at E3, was it the producer, Junichi Masuda? Or one of them? Had announced that they don't want all of the Pokemon in the game. That it's starting to get troublesome, and it takes a lot of time and resources, as they put it, to put all Pokemon in the game and come up with new models and new designs and all the animations for them, and it's just getting to be a lot to do that. So they made the mention that they were going to be cutting some Pokemon. Not permanently, just from them games. Oops. Wow, this is really touchy. And so what that meant was there's no way to get certain Pokemon. What? You've already saved up 200 rupees? Well, little guy, here's a special gift. Take it. Adult wallet, so you can hold a lot of rupees, 200 of them. See, doesn't it hold more than your old one? Fill it up and bring it in to deposit all the rupees. Okay. Um, so what that means, essentially, is that not all the Pokemon are in the game. In fact, you won't be able to get, um, you won't be able to get these cutout Pokemon at all. You won't be able to transfer them over if they're not in the Galar region. You can't get them at all. You can transfer them to this service called Home, which most players are still unsure what it all lets you do. And aha, the stone. You must hand it over to me. In exchange, I'll give you my spot here. Deku flower included, yes? You got a land title deed. You really helped me out. Now I have the perfect souvenir for my wife. She hasn't set eyes on a jewel or strange sparkling stone like this in a very long time. The title deed for this should be in high demand among Deku scrubs, but you already know that. If you don't need it anymore, you can always sell it. Okay, well he's gone. Oh, itchy back. Itchy back. So what it means is that Pokemon that you have transferred over into this service called Home, which is the mediating app between Let's Go, Go, and Sword and Shield, you can't do anything with them that doesn't let you do it with Home, right? Like, there's a heart piece, a piece of heart. The door to the clock tower opens only once a year, at midnight on the eve of the carnival. We know that, I did not. She just kind of flew out and said that. And so they're stuck in this service that you can't do any, like, there's supposed to be something that you can do with them, but it's probably going to be a web-based app. If anyone has ever played Black or White, think Pokemon Dreamland or whatever, right? Like the C-Link gear thing, like very cheesy, horrible Flash games is what I'm kind of imagining. We don't know. There's no official news on what Pokemon Home will let you do. I really want to get into it to get online battling, but there's only 400 Pokemon. The games were all leaked. And I don't want to kind of get into the leaks because I guess Nintendo's cracking down on that hard, but the hacker or the leaker had kind of published there exists only 400 Pokemon in the entire Galar Dex region, and that's 400 between new Pokemon and existing Pokemon. And so, like, God, what was it, 90 new Pokemon, so 310 returning Pokemon or something like that are coming back. And the worst part is they had said that it was for quality purposes, so that they could focus on higher quality animations and better graphics. And the problem is to the eye of most players, at least on the online community, there are no changes. The animations look the same. In fact, some of the newer Pokemon have horrible, very low quality animations. The NPCs have animations that existed in the Pokemon games already. My nose is really congested. All of a sudden. And so now it's like we lost over half our Pokemon, and we don't have anything to really quite show for it. There is no quality improvement over this. And what gets me is they introduce a new mechanic, Gigantamaxing or something like that. Giga? Maxing? I don't remember. Sorry if this is boring, there's nothing else to do until night of day 3, so I figured I might as well just do this. And so I'm conflicted, do I want to support a company that is kind of showing so blatant? 1 second here. I had a cough. Sorry. And, well, let me do this here. Do I want to support a company that shows so little so little touch with their community and their fan base that they would go to the extent of hiding the fact that they were not introducing or allowing all Pokemon in there until E3 of this last year? They have made the hard stance that there will not be any patches to reintroduce these Pokemon over time, the missing Pokemon over time. And so, like, why? I don't want to know. I really wanted to get into online battling and on this channel, and because I like it, I enjoy online battling. It's fun for me, but I can't get behind what Game Freak is doing with their franchise, with something that I've loved for so long. And so I don't know if I really want to quite get into that. I don't know. We're gonna just wait and see how it goes. I think I'm not gonna do anything right away. They have the first competition announced already for December, so it's like if I want to kind of get into a competitive, I would have to buy it pretty quick after release and get kind of into the crux of it, and I just don't know. I don't know. I was so excited because I thought, hey, if it's on the Switch, I can actually buy like a capture card and start recording my Switch. There's an emulator out there, but it's like if I don't need to emulate, I don't want to do it. I just don't know how to do a PSP with my Final Fantasy Tactics. I don't know how to do a PSP conversion into that, and you know, like I used my PlayStation 4, but that was over the internet, and now it's all on wireless. Whereas before with Kingdom Hearts, I had it hardwired, and that, if it's wireless, you're gonna notice some big controller latency, and I'm not gonna play games with a controller latency or with random intermittent lost connections popping up on screen. So we have to wait 12 more hours until we can do what we need to do. I'm just getting money. So, I don't know. It's certainly an interesting situation that Nintendo has found themselves in because of Game Freak's position or stance on their latest games, right? So, Pokemon is a massive franchise. I don't know if it's the #1 gaming franchise, but if it's not, it's gotta be pretty freaking close. Maybe it's the #2 and Mario is the #1. Day 3's Clocktown song always, like, scares me. It feels so ominous. Like, you can hear that, the bass line, that... You hear it? Just wanted to kind of be quiet there so you guys could try to hear what I was talking about. It's an ominous humming sound, and it just, the accelerated pace tells you that, like, oh darn, if you have stuff to do, get it done. Well, we don't wait 12 more hours. Technically, we had to have waited 16 more hours. Or, yeah. Right? Yeah. Get it. So I don't know. I don't know what to do on that. I want to kind of get some Switch Let's Plays going on anyway. Get a capture card and see if I can't set that up on here and get that going. I'm not sure what games to do. We're gonna go through this as long as the emulating plays nice with it. Nintendo 64 is one of those games that just... Nintendo 64 is one of those consoles that was so... Like, Nintendo did it their way. It's the same situation with the Super Nintendo. You know, it's not an x86 architecture processor, which those didn't really exist much at the time. Oh my gosh, my sinus is really getting congested, so I sound probably horrible. Oh, the mailman. Okay. And, with that, maybe I could find a way to set my PSP. I don't have the cables that came with the PSP. I don't even know if it came with cables, to be honest. But there is something that you can hook into the top so it does video out. I just don't know if that came with ours. We got the really cheapy, plasticky one that like spins and then like saves battery by like stop spinning, so like it starts to load up and you'll notice like loading lag, I guess, if I actually did move over to that. But then my save wouldn't be there, so I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know. I don't know. I guess I could transfer the save over to an SD card, just if it works like that, I think. We'll have to wait and see. I really kind of want to get one for Christmas for myself, a capture card that is, and we'll get some Switch stuff going on, I'm sure. I also want to kind of get into Yu-Gi-Oh! There was one that came out on PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox years back, in like 2013 or 2014 or something, I don't know. What was it called? Legacy of the Duelist. And it just came out on the Switch as a much more refined, enhanced edition. Odd thing though, Konami is not going to backport those updates and refinements to the existing titles or the earlier titles, the PC, the PS4, and the Xbox version. They're keeping that exclusive to the Switch. Interesting choice, has pissed off a lot of people. Oh, shoot, we went off on a tangent. So Nintendo found themselves in a rough spot. That's what I was getting at. Oh my gosh, horrible. Yeah, Nintendo finds himself in an interesting, troubling problem in that the community that is aware of what they're doing and what's all coming with the games, you know, only 400 Pokemon and all of the drama surrounding it, you know, there's a handful of these people who were holding off on buying a Switch exclusively for Pokemon. Like, Pokemon's a big selling franchise. They were waiting on a good Pokemon game to kind of push this Switch. They were waiting on one final title, that being Pokemon, for them to want to buy one. And so I can imagine for holiday season that Nintendo's not going to be selling as much as they were hoping, just because of some of these ticked off fans over Sword and Shield, and they have every right to be mad. You know, I kind of peeked through it, and I'm not happy with it. I'm definitely not happy with it. I think it's the dumbest thing I'd ever seen that they did, but you know, it's probably not as much as we might think to actually make a big difference for Nintendo, but Nintendo also does tend to care about what, well, no, because the Joy-Con problem was, I was going to say they like to care about what their fans think about their products, but they did sit on that Joy-Con issue for a year and a half. Like, that Joy-Con issue was something that was way back early in the Switch's, like half a year of the Switch's release. It became a prominent issue. I think we need 5,000 rupees for the next, like, reward. So, really, like, this is gonna take us a long time. What? You're really gonna give me that much? You're one rich little guy. Alright, little guy, now I've got a total of 406 rupees for you. Come back and deposit some after you save up a bunch. I'm going to just stop collecting rupees and go wait, and we'll just chat while we wait. And so, you know, it's probably not a whole lot of people that's really going to play a big difference in the grand scheme of things, these players that aren't going to buy a Switch. But I do want to know what Game Freak's going to do on release. The rumor is that there's not a lot of pre-orders for these games either, so like... Oh my gosh, sorry. I just woke up, it's still early in the morning. It's like... Well, it was 8 a.m. now, it's 9 a.m., but... I guess I just don't know what to do. I don't know if I should support what Game Freak is doing and cave and get into that. Sorry, I'm typing something up here quick for my other video. Okay. I can't see the thumbnails, but okay. Playlists. Uh-huh. What is the day today? The 7th? Is it the 7th? Oh man. Sure. How does that work? If I click on that, what does it do? What does it do for me? I don't know. I kind of want to get into the Yu-Gi-Oh game for the Switch. I kind of want to do a Fire Emblem. I've never fully played a Fire Emblem. I kind of played like 30 minutes of Awakening, I think it was, for the 3DS. Didn't do a whole lot with it. I like strategy games with height and depth, and you have to factor in all these multi-levels of strategy, and Fire Emblem didn't seem to have it, but everyone's talking this 3 houses up, so I kind of wanted to, you know, let that be my very first Fire Emblem that I kind of play through and just see what it is. I kind of want to, there we go, we'll do that. Kind of want to do, like those Super Nintendo games, but I guess I have my classic Super Nintendo. I could have always used, I don't know. Anyway, it's about showtime, so we're gonna get up and end the episode shortly after. Seriously, the weight of that. You can feel and hear the weight of that. Like, they did so good considering that this was made from 1 year. Within 1 year from release of Ocarina of Time and this game's release. It's just, when you factor that in, it's beautiful. Don't stop now. Look, you can get up there now. We're going to end the episode here. Thank you guys for watching. We're going to pick it up next time, going up into that there thing, but it's already 33 minutes in, and it's just kind of like, let's just, let's go ahead and let's just, yeah, that did, sure, look what I got. World's about to end. Well, I hate leaving off on cliffhangers. I hate that. And I know everyone knows what's gonna happen, but it's just, it feels cheesy, so I'm not gonna do it. It'll be a longer episode than normal. Sis! Ah, Tail! We've been looking for you two. Hey, Skull Kid, what if you give that mask you're wearing back now? Hey, come on, are you listening? Swamp, mountain, ocean, canyon. Hurry, the 4 who are there, bring them here. Don't speak out of line, stupid fairy. I wanted to talk like Smeagol. Stupid fairy. I can't do a Smeagol talk. No! What are you doing to my brother? Skull Kid, do you still think you're our friend after that? Well, whatever. Even if they were to come now, they wouldn't be able to handle me. Just look above you. If it's something that can be stopped, then just try to stop it. He's practicing his metal band concert yell. And the moon's descent accelerates. You wait long enough, and sure enough, you do get a game over. Oops. I always thought, even as a kid, I was like, what a, like, I don't know, like a half-assed, like a, oh no, drop that was. You got the Ocarina of Time back. Princess Zelda gave you this precious instrument. Set it to C and use A and the 4 buttons to play it. Press B to stop. Suddenly, memories of Princess Zelda come rushing back to you. You are already leaving this land of Hyrule, aren't you? The motion blur is working. This is good. Even though it was only a short time, I feel like I've known you forever. I'll never forget the days we spent together in Hyrule. And I believe in my heart that a day will come when I shall meet you again. Until that day comes, please, take this. I am praying that your journey be a safe one. If something should happen to you, remember this song. I kept trying to press what I thought the A button should be for Nintendo 64, but again, I have it in like PlayStation mode, so I was hitting B because I have it set up like cancel. You remember the Song of Time. This melody, lingering on the edges of your mind, is a song of memories of Princess Zelda. Is it just me, or does the L and the D of Zelda... Oh, the ELDA. Okay, Zelda is slightly... The Z is... Like the Elda is elevated slightly above the Z. Which is how it is, I think, on the title screen, as you can see. I think I have it so it records the mouse right there. The Goddess of Time is protecting you. If you play the Song of Time, she will aid you. Snap back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity, Mom Spaghetti. Snap out of it! What are you doing, lost in memories? Get yourself together! Getting that old ocarina back isn't going to help us. Somebody, anybody, Goddess of Time, help us, please. We need more time. Ocarina's not going to help us. I'll show her. Huh? When did you get that instrument? Oops. Yeah. And this is the crux of the game. You go through the 3 days doing as much as you can, and before you get that game over with the moon crashing down, you go back all over to day 1. It's an interesting premise. You'll lose, here we're losing our items and our money that we had on us. I think at that moment we only had Deku Nuts, but if we had money or bombs or arrows, you would lose all of that. So here they're showing that we can't go before that all happened. We're stuck with that. We're stuck with this, and we still have to save this town, and yeah. Those moments happened. We can't undo those. We can't go back on those. What just happened? Everything has... started over. What are you, anyway? That song you played, that instrument. That instrument! Wait, that's it, your instrument. The masked salesman said that if you got back that precious thing that was stolen from you, he could return you to normal. Did you completely forget or what? Hey, you did too. You just remembered. Well, let's go. No, we're going to end the episode here. We're going to end the episode here. It's already 40 minutes long. Thank you guys for watching. We'll catch you next Thursday in a couple of days. And we'll continue and we'll talk to the salesman and see what he can do to help us. Until then, you guys have a great couple of days and we'll, I don't know, discuss more Pokemon or something. Take it easy. Bye.